everybody. I'm Bob Wilson, author, poet, singer, songwriter, musician, producer, manager, and finance since 1968. 183rd CD is my first song on here. I said, well, I got all these kinds of songs. I've done 3,500 original songs. I've done 30 educational videos. I said, I had an idea yesterday. I said, well, I started writing down titles. I started jotting down titles. And I said, well, this is a great title. Because people always ask me, says, Bob, how can you write 3,500 songs? How can you write about love and, good love and being dumped and success and failure and mean it? Because I lived it. So here's my song. Very proud of this. It only took me 2 minutes to write, but still, this is for the world. It's called I Write What I Know. When I was 18 in 1968, God blessed me with writing songs. It never gone away. This radio in my mind. I paused many times in my life, but for 10 years at a time, one time, but it never got away. Through the years, I wrote 3,500 original songs, 5,000 poems, short story, 30 educational videos. People always ask me, how'd you do it? I just tell them, I write what I know. I felt love so beautiful, on top of the world. And I've been dumped, horrible feeling. I lost family members, people I really cared about. People, friends that, man, they're around 20 years. My mechanic was around 20 years. And he's sick now and his brother passed away. People I've known. So many of my friends, I'm 70, so many of my friends have passed away. Almost all my family's passed away. I felt success. Man, oh man. One time, I owned 23 properties by myself. No mommy, down daddy, no corporations, nobody. Only one person's name was on that deed was on mine. Me and myself and I had to take full responsibility for everything I do. I felt failure too. Took 4 years to dig out of debt. Helping some people, so-called friends, and I lost every dime, man. Poverty builds character. When you've been burned, you've been scammed, you've been burned, I assure you, You learned the word that most people learn at 5 years old called no. I'm so polite, but I said, no. I'm 70 years old. I got to watch my money. I haven't worked in 11 years. And I got to watch my money. I've taken this great gift that God gave me. I share it with the world. But people always ask me, how do you do it? I tell them the same thing all the time. It hasn't changed since 1968. I write what I know. Not bad for a $30 keyboard, right? And no piano lessons. Let me give you a little secret. I never practice. I never practice. When I was with Don, the great guitar player, he passed away, God rest his soul. We did so many songs together. I never practiced. And I pick up an instrument. You know, like I was going to go the other day, I said, well, I'm going to go through my 3,500 songs and pick some of my best songs and put them on there. And after 10 songs, I got a little bored. You know, I said, well, it's easier just to write a song. I feel everyone has a God-given gift. Please use it for good for everyone. And you will be amazed what you can do, whether, no matter if it's not writing songs or whatever. I mean, there's talent. It's, walking on Mars, creating new medicines, creating just so many things, and you'd feel a little proud when someone says to you, man, how did you do that? And you tell them, I write what I know. Now, there's a lot of great songs out there. Listen to me, kids. There's a lot of great songs out there. And, you get into the music, you get into singing. There's a lot of good singers out there. A lot of good musicians, thank God. I'm not bad at either one. But the main thing is the words, the lyrics. That's the hard part, is to find someone who can write lyrics. Okay, let's see if my stand-up here. Let's have a test. I'm the biggest critic on my stuff here. Let's see what 2 minutes of Bob Wilson and a cup of coffee will do in the morning. Let's see. When I was 18 years old in 1968, God blessed me with writing songs and poems. And all through the years, I wrote 3,500 more than that. Original songs. This is my 183rd CD. People ask me, how can you do it? Says, I write what I know. That's it. And everybody, you know, when you write songs or poems, whatever, you write what you know. Don't know what you don't know. I felt love. I mean, I've been in the clouds, so beautiful, walking on air, and I've been dumped. It's horrible to be dumped, to have your heart broken into a million pieces. I've felt that. And most, especially men, have a hard time expressing themselves. I felt success, man. Real estate, young, healthy, you know, I felt, you know, on top of the world. And I felt failure too. Been scammed by so-called friends and took 4 years to dig out of debt. Eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You learn to say no real fast. And you learned, especially I'm 70 years old, you have to learn to, you wouldn't have no idea how many people ask me for money. You have no idea. Well, you're single. Well, you know, let me give you kids a little lesson here. The most people get scammed between 55 and 80 years old, men and women, because they have stuff. Young people normally don't have stuff. But people still ask me today and go, Bob, how can you write so much stuff? And how can you get with, I tell them, I get with the guitar player. I never met him before. And we record an hour, and I write up to sometimes 15 songs and not writing nothing down. And how can you do that? It's just, I write what I know. I feel everyone in this world has a God-given talent. Please use it for good for everyone. And you will be amazed in what you can do. Finding a new cure, whatever. You know, new clothesline, working on cars, so many talents I cannot. I got a 55. I got a original 55 Chevy and a 57 Ford Fairlane. I can't work on. I'm not a mechanic. You know, I can't work on this stuff. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not going to mess them up. You know, I can drive them, but I can't work on them. But people will tell you. They'll say, "How did you do that?" I don't care if you're 5 years old or 100. Kids these days are smart. Smart, you know. I can't read or write music. I never took computer classes in my life. I was 55 years old. I got my first computer. When I went to high school, there was no air conditioning. If you talked in class, they put you out of class, they got a paddle and hit you with a board. There's a good way, too. If your hair, let me give you a little lesson. You kids, we have plenty of time here. I got a little bit of tape here. It's a Walmart tape recorder. We have plenty of time here. Okay. If your sideburns went below the knob of your ear, you went home. If your hair touched your collar, you went home. If you didn't have a collar on your shirt, you went home. If you didn't shave, you went home. Those were the type of rules that I grew up with. And look at me now. I'm a little shaggy now, but because I'm out of high school. I graduated in 1960. I almost failed. And I was in the 10th. I was doing great real fast. We got plenty of time. I was in the 9th grade. I was a C student, but I always went to school. My dad did the worst he could do. He gave me a car, 56 Ford Fairlane. They don't give a kid in 9th grade a car. Drank beer, and I did good in there. But in the 10th grade, I missed 56 days of school. Got drunk, didn't want to go to school, and they wanted to fail me. I don't know why. So I went to summer school in 1967, and I graduated with my class. C student. I was never a smart guy. I was never I made an A in speech in college. And A in speed reading, because I'm good at that. I'm good with math, too. I'm good with math. And I failed accounting. I don't understand debit and credit. I can understand 1 million plus 1 million is 2 million, but I couldn't understand all the debit and credit crap. This is getting too long, and you know, I love sharing my 70 years of experience with the world, but I hate to say this, kids, 98% of the people I've met are know-it-alls. When I retired from the city bus driver for 30 years, I had all this information. I was trying to tell some of the other transit workers about it, but they're know-it-alls. They know everything, so they don't need to know. They don't need to need advice from an old man like me. Well, Bob Wilson Nation, Bob Wilson Studios, April 30th, 2021. I'm going to finish my coffee. It's probably cold by now because of you. Have a nice day. Peace out.